Good evening. Last week's RCMP warning over high-risk sex offenders released to the Comox Valley is only one of a number of police notifications on Vancouver Island. Victoria Police have recently issued 3 high-risk offender warnings. 2 of the offenders were subsequently arrested, including Roger Badura, who is now accused of murdering a Princeton woman while on long-term supervision. Kristen Robinson now reports.
44-year-old Randy Landerman is the 3rd high-risk offender Victoria Police have issued a public warning about in the last 2 years. Landerman has a lengthy criminal record with convictions for sexual assault and break-and-enter. He was released from prison November 21st and is under the supervision of Community Corrections and Vic PD's high-risk offender officer, the only one in the Capital Region. To date, he has not breached any of his conditions.
Right now in Canada, I think there's about 350-odd offenders that have been designated as dangerous offenders, and of all those people, only 18 have obtained parole.
In September 2010, Vic PD warned the public about Douglas Errett and his history of randomly targeting women. The 46-year-old parolee has since had his statutory release revoked and is back in prison. Then in January of this year, Roger Badura's release on a long-term supervision order prompted Vic PD's 3rd public warning. The 63-year-old served a 7-year sentence for a 1999 sexual assault, in which Badura attempted to strangle a 6-month pregnant woman after she refused to have sex with him. Claiming he was a minister, he lured his victim to a secluded rural area and assaulted her for 6 hours, choking her with a rope, confining and raping her. The victim was severely traumatized. Parole documents state her child suffers from heart ailments that may be directly linked to the assault and trauma suffered by the mother at Badura's hands. When Badura walked away from his Victoria halfway house April 29th, Vic PD and RCMP issued the first of 3 more warnings. On November 8th, Badura was arrested in Penticton and charged with the first-degree murder of Giselle Duckham. The 56-year-old widower was shot to death inside her rural Princeton home.
It was shocking. It did seem like the system failed, and maybe it failed him a long time ago.
Badura's record began in 1966 at age 18, when he received 2 years for attempted armed robbery. Parole documents state he demonstrated a propensity for violence at an early age, and over time his offending worsened in severity with sadistic overtones.
Are there enough staff at halfway houses to really monitor these folks?
And, says Savoy, should it be supplemented by electronic monitoring? Corrections Canada is reviewing Badura's release. The sex offender, who was detained on his first federal release and had his statutory release revoked or suspended 4 times on his current sentence, was not wearing an ankle bracelet.